ourselves. We do not stand behind to wait for opportunities. We go searching for them, being prepared to take advantage as they come. Thank you very much from wherever you are joining. Really appreciate your time. Once again, we are live on all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. We will proceed as usual, taking on your comments. But before then, we will also be reviewing activities in the stock market as it panned out yesterday. While we are doing that, also we are looking at possibilities of progressing beyond just being on the comments by taking your calls on TikTok by 1 p.m. Nigerian time. Before then, let me inform us that the stock market is not a get-rich-quick scheme. As usual, it requires some level of patience and intelligent investing. Now, that sounds like a book by Benjamin Graham, one of the best books you can lay your hands on. We've not discussed books for a while now, but we used to do that, especially around the end of last year and the beginning of this year. I was doing book review of what kind of books we will need. We are a knowledge-based investment club, and in this community, we pay great attention to getting the right knowledge. Now, we also understand in the process that knowledge alone is not power. It is applied knowledge that is power. So every knowledge we acquire, we want to put it in the marketplace to run with it, to see that we make the real advantage of even acquiring that knowledge in the first place. So if you are here, you love knowledge and you love to grow your wealth, and of course you enjoy the company of people who will push you to become your best in life, then you are in the right place. But if you are looking for where to make quick money, overnight riches, Ponzi schemes and all of that, you are actually in the wrong place, and we will excuse you very happily. Thank you for joining once again. You know how we do it. Do well to like, share all through this live stream, and we will have a great day. So let's go on now to take on activities in the market as at yesterday. Before I do that, let me remind you, I am your wealth creation enthusiast with a passion for helping individuals and corporate organizations build their personal and corporate net worth via investing in the stock market and in the money markets. Every legitimate means of making your money work for you while you sleep or while you are still doing your current job or business is what we are here for, so that on two fronts you replicate yourself. The wisdom of this is that the money you sweat to make should now replicate you working hard for more money for you. So you create yourself in the investments you make, which goes on to earn you more money. So while the money you have put into work for you is working and bringing in more, you augment that with what you are still doing now, so that by the time you are at retirement, you will not need to work for the rest of your life. I hope you understand this. So on to activities as it happened on the floor of the stock exchange yesterday. The all share index climbed by 0.06% or 6 basis points yesterday as buying momentum continued, but at a slow pace. The market index was up by 50 basis points, and the slowdown in bargain hunting cut across sectoral names. Year-to-date return climbed to 43.6%. The local exchange key performance indicators were driven north by investors' interest in some mid and large cap company shares. Market upward trajectory despite negative breadth was experienced, and the gainers yesterday were Regal Insurance, Prestige Assurance, Wapik Insurance, Legend Internet, and CWG, while losers were Austin Lars, Deep Cap, and Fitsin. Notice the insurance wave is going on again. So, and I predicted this from the moment that insurance bill was passed, and during my interview with Channels TV, This up and down movement in the insurance sector will continue until next year, when they eventually outline their capital raising plans. All right. So all share index grew by 89.41 basis points and closed at a fresh all-time high of 147,806.82 points, right? Market activities were down as at that yesterday, as in terms of volume, total volume and value decreased by 57.39% and 37.73% respectively. MTN emerged the most traded stock in terms of value, accounting for 14.23% of the total value of trade on the exchange. And this is where we come to the end of the previous day's review of activities on the stock market. So we proceed eventually to the next item on our agenda, which is going ahead to take your comments. I'd like to introduce also my guests or my co-hosts, and of course, they are also the moderators who will be communicating, ensuring order, and responding to some of your questions I may be missing out in the course of this live stream. Thank you very much. I don't understand why every day we come here, there's one story on YouTube or the other. The video is blurry, and that's not very impressive. How this came about, I will find out later. Okay. All right. So, but we will proceed in any case to your comments. Thank you very much, Allocation Lawyer Lekon and Alated King. I see you repeatedly sharing the live stream. Really appreciated. Good day, Coach. Thank you for all the great work you are doing. Okay. We would want to see how we can improve the lighting situation on this live stream on YouTube. So maybe we'll take a pause and I'll do something strange right now. So hold on. Don't go. I will disappear for a minute and be back with you. Keep your comments coming in. Be right back. Okay, hope we have a better lighting now. Let's see how that improves the visuals on. Okay, it's still blurry, so something else is actually wrong, but I think the lighting is better now, though I'm struggling with it. I thought I should dim it, but we'll have to work with what we can. All right. Okay, greetings, Coach. Looking good as always. Good to be in class. Thank you very much, Chris. As always, I'm excited to be here. All right, let's proceed with your comments. Good afternoon, Coach. I really need to call in to give you feedback, but I can't find your real account on TikTok. Bisoye Akinselure. Very simple. Look for Wealth at Wealth Coach Omiete. No hyphen, no dot, no any extras before or after the full name at user handle at Wealth Coach Omiete. And make sure on TikTok you are actually logging on or following the right account. There are about 84,000 followers. Just do that and let's take your call. I guess it's very important and we must hear this. So Bisoye, I hope you got that. Go ahead and check for Wealth Coach Omiete with 84,000 followers on TikTok. That's my handle. No backups. Right? I'm expecting your feedback from here. We would like to hear from you. Thank you very much, wherever you are. Let's go ahead. Okay, thank you. Let me check. Coach, let's work on your TikTok account verification too, please. Okay. I haven't even thought about verification. I will do that. Hello, Coach. Well done. Thank you very much, Maobi. Good morning, Coach. I placed another order for 700K UPDC REIT today. They didn't sell for me yesterday. Is this a good bid? Depending on what price you put in your bid, We will check to know exactly what becomes of it later on today. Sometimes you need that patience. Sometimes you can buy it 750 only to come back and see it start selling 2 days later at 710 or even 7 naira. So let me go quickly head over to the other side and check exactly how much UPDC rate is going for. This is how you patiently build. That you have the cash with you does not mean that you must spend it immediately. Even if the stock closed yesterday at 7 naira 45, it's now 7.30. Talking about UPDC, and the offers are still more than the bids. So stay calm. Whatever you have put in, maybe at 7.15, you'll be amazed. It could even sell for as low as 7, because there are 8 million offers versus 3 million bids. So the bids are far less than the offers. Has NIDF announced qualification date for Q3 dividend? Actually, the fact the dividend is already announced, the Q3 qualification should also be out. I'll check that quickly and let you know. Just a moment, and let me do my check. Okay, while I'm checking that, I'll still be responding to other comments. Hello, Coach. Please, do you have any say on turnarounds? Now, I have not sufficient information to share, and therefore have not much to say about turnarounds. Qualification date is 27th of October. So if you buy NIDF now, you are still qualified to benefit from the dividend. That's it right there. Closure of register 28th the next day. That's because the register of members will be closed after the qualification date, which is 27th. Then they will now be sure what stocks you own, how many shares of NIDF you have. That's the way it works. I need to explain this very well. Why do they have to say qualification date and then closure of register? The truth is, these things are not mysteries. So the better you understand how these things operate, the better for you. Qualification date is the last day anyone can buy a stock to qualify for the announced dividend. Closure of register. In this case, for NIDF, qualification date is 27th. So if you buy between now and the 27th, you will qualify for the dividend to be paid. The dividend to be paid is 4 naira 25 kobo per share. Now, the other thing is, after qualification date is closure of register. They will close the register of members, meaning anybody who buys after 27th, while the register is closed, your name will not be listed. Why? Because they are using that closure date, from that closure date, to prepare payment for all those who qualified up to the day before the closure of register, which is 27th. They will now be able to know what you qualify for. They will also be updating the register of those who sold before or on the 27th. If you sold your stocks before the qualification date, then or on the qualification date, then you do not qualify for that dividend because you have sold and taken value. The person who bought from you is the one who qualifies to take that dividend. But sometimes some registrars miss it and eventually pay to someone who has already sold. It has happened with me before, talking about some time ago when I received dividend for Access Bank that I have sold. I didn't touch the money, I just kept it, didn't know who to meet, but I just knew that it wasn't mine, and so I have to wait and find a way. But it didn't take long. Maybe a week after, they called me and told me, oh, we mistakenly paid you a dividend which you do not qualify for, because the other person who eventually qualified for it will be expecting and perhaps pushing them to pay. So I said, yes, I'm aware. In fact, I didn't touch it. The money is there. Just send me an account detail to forward the payment to. And I did that. You know, some human errors here and there can happen. So this is how it works. That time they close the register, they prepare for payment. So even if you had some NIDF before and added some more before the qualification date, they will now see what you have added and then pay you up to the final amount you gathered before the qualification date. So these are part of the things that happens behind the scene. Then payment date is the day the very first alert goes out from the registrars after they must have gone through all those who have the quantity you have and the amount you are due in terms of dividend payment. Then payment date is on the 4th in this case for NIDF. So if you have NIDF or you haven't and you buy between now and the 27th, then you go ahead and warm up to receive your dividend on the 4th of November. Remember, not everybody will receive the same day. It will be done in batches. Whenever you receive your own, you celebrate your win. Okay? I hope we understand that now. But you see, because of that mix-up I told you about, people not being able to receive the dividend that they are due to the last day cutoff issues that may not be easily sorted out, I always advise people, don't wait till, in this case now, don't wait till qualification date for any stock if you want to benefit from the dividend, right? Always find a way to enter at least max a day before qualification date, because that's where the mix-up always comes. If you buy on that last day, they could pay your dividend to somebody else. So no need to get it that mixed up, all right? Okay, Mr. T Bab says, I got some for 7 naira 15 kobo. That's great, talking about UPDC rate. Coach, please, what's going on with Access Bank? Ill Fingers is asking. Nothing is going on with Access Bank. It's going about its normal activities as always. We just need to be patient with such a stock and see what the new the group MD who took over from Herbert Wigwe does, with the promise that he will be paying dividends substantially, unlike what used to be obtainable before now. So we wait to see how that pans out. But until then, we can only but continue to hope that the stock price behaves. But the stock price cannot behave until things change for the better. Okay? Keep your comments coming in. I got you. Hello, Coach. Please, do you have okay? I've responded to this. Coach, please, AMSC or SMCI, which is the best buy at today's price? T for Tony is referring to the US market. And I can tell you, SMCI is already too expensive. I do not subscribe to that. AMSC actually fits every condition, if you ask me, for a purchase. It's on my watch list. I saw it at $50-something. I think before the crash, and then the market crash happened. This recent sell-off happened, and then it picked up back to about $60 per share. Let me see how much it is now. AMSC, American Super Semiconductor Company. So that would be my choice anytime, any day, because I think SMCI should be selling for as high as, is it 700 or something? But let me finish with AMSC. That's it. I've recommended this stock long ago. If you go through my Instagram page, you would have seen where I posted about AMSC long ago. Now here you go. It continues to rise. Yesterday it gained 6%, gaining almost $4 per share and closed at $65.54. Now, in pre-market, it's flashing $69. This was a stock that was as low as 57 even yesterday. It dipped as low as 57 yesterday, but there you are. It closed 65, and at pre-market, it's 69. But if you want to consider SMCI, then you'll be paying too much. These are very great AI compliant and tech compliant stocks that will continue to dominate the market going forward into the future. Right? I'm trying to script a video made by a statement made by Ray Dalio. Most of you may know him if you are long in investment business. Very, very prominent investment guru and voice in the US investment space. Okay, super microcomputer. Okay, it's not, okay, this is not the one I was referring to. Now, super microcomputer, you've got to choose between the two. I think you should go for SMCI. SMCI, if you have to choose between the two, but I can tell you, if it's possible, take the two. If it's possible, go for the two. In the last 6 months, AMSC has actually done 258%. That's a lot. And these kind of stocks can only keep going. These are powerhouses that are going to continue to grow into the future. In fact, as for AMSC, it used to sell for as high as $690 per share. Way back 5 years ago, February 2020, $690 per share. So maybe, just maybe, it's in the process of rediscovering its old self. Okay, Coach, what do you think of Union Homes REIT that pays 5 Naira yearly dividend? Yes, I have Union Homes REIT. The only REIT I do not have is SFS REIT because it went out of hand. But it's not out of place to still gather such a stock also, if I will. So, very good stock there. And usually, the more SFS REIT goes out of hand, the more they go after the next big thing, which is Union Homes REIT. But you know what? Whatever I missed in both Union Homes REIT and SFS REIT, I have banked in UPDC REIT. So we're going to play the REIT game like never before. Those are my real estate investments, if you ask me. Now, instead of going through the rigors of having property, especially for rent, that is for domestic use, I prefer commercial properties in real estate business. It comes with less stress, but not residential. That one is a big problem unless you are building to sell off. Okay, so what I could have been doing in real estate and getting rental income for, I rather put it in these kind of stocks. Right? Okay, please, Coach, what do you have to say about FCMB? Well, FCMB needs to deliver itself. Right? It has stagnated for too long at around 10 Naira per share for just too long. And maybe, just maybe, this most recent rights issue they are doing now will prove whether or not they survive. They improve, rather. I realized only this morning that Champs actually closed at 4 Naira yesterday. So the battle to maintain a support above 4 is really on and was so fierce that yesterday it almost dropped below 4. And today is 409, 10 million bids, 7.8 million offers. I will see how it fights that battle. And should it ever stay up and never go back down below 4, then another push will be inevitable. Coach, did you think that TIP will drop when the rights issue is approved just to want to top up? Nobody knows exactly what happens, KC. We can only decipher a few things. For instance, before the rights issue is approved, rights issue is already approved, if you mean before the rights issue starts officially. Before it starts officially, should the third quarter result be published before then, which we're expecting this month, then there may not be any drop. In fact, it may rise further, just as we have experienced with other rights issues that shot up after the rights was concluded. So do as occasion serves you. If you worry about a future dip just after you buy, then you can break your capital into two. Buy 50% of what you would have spent now, and then by that time, should there be a further dip, you buy more. Okay, so these are the key approaches. I just received my GTCO dividend, but yet to receive Zenith Bank dividend. Never mind, Adjuan Pearl Studio. It's only a matter of time. Now, Adjuan Pearl, if I'm not mistaken, is in Ghana. This is how you can be anywhere in the world and receive dividends from your investments in the Nigerian stock market without struggle. Good afternoon, Coach. Please, what do you think about Transcorp Hotel? Glory Udume, please avoid Transcorp. The price of the stock does not justify the kind of dividend they are paying. It's too high, and you will not see capital gains too much. Coach, has T price issue started? It hasn't started at all. Keep your comments coming in. Chika says, I've not received GTCO and Zenith dividend, Coach. Never mind, you will receive. Give it some time. When did you buy 3 Naira 90 Kobo? Okay, someone bought. Could that be Champs? Coach, looking to liquidate FBM, negative 5% for Dang Sugar. Advisable right now? Well, the stock you want to buy into has a strong future ahead. The one you intend to sell, the question is, are you selling because you feel it's lost 5%? In this market, 5% is really nothing in the end because there is always a chance to recover fully. Okay. All right. Let's keep going with the comments. Dear Coach, how do I know my portfolio is performing? Is an annual 5% dividend a good indicator? Smile for me. Dividend yield of 5%, I guess that's what you're referring to. You don't judge dividend yield by portfolio performance. There are two different things. Dividend yield is stock specific. Unless you are deciding you want to invest purely for dividend, meaning you will now have to invest only in dividend paying stocks, work out how much you stand to benefit from each dividend based on the previous year's dividends, and then check it against the capital you have invested across board for the entire portfolio. Then you can now say, okay, this is the so and so percent I am going to gain from dividends across the entire portfolio. But one drawback is that past performance also is not a guarantee for future outcome. You saw what happened with UBA. After paying interim dividend of 2 Naira, that's double what GTCO and Zenith paid last year as interim. This year, they came out and paid 25 Kobo. Such a very unpredictable behavior. And that's what saw the stock price drop to 42 Naira recently. So sometimes these things can actually confuse you and lead into all sorts of problems. But just note this, sometimes you use that. So if you want to really know percentage wise, do it per stock. So dividend yield for a stock like I would say a stock like NIDF, very encouraging because savings bond yields are dropping in terms of interest rate is dropping. Right now, with what NIDF pays annually, if you check all the total dividends paid 4 times in a whole calendar year, you will find that it is far better to invest in NIDF than the savings bond as bond rates begins to drop. So basically, dividend yield is the amount of money you receive based in terms of dividend from the investment based on the capital you put in. That's where the percentage is coming from. Most stocks range between 10%, 12%, the highest can be 16%, but it all depends on how consistently they pay, because it's also not fixed. Sometimes business can go bad in a particular season or year, and you may not see dividend as much. Like MTN didn't pay dividend this year because last financial year 2024 was horrible for them. So these are the ins and outs. Coach, is Bitter Glass advisable to buy now? Iyunade Onabolujo. I want to understand why you are asking for Bitter Glass, because recently I saw somewhere the list of stocks that performed very well this year. If you put in 100,000, you would have gotten 700,000 or something like that, as far as Bitter Glass is concerned, while others are doing 100,000, 400,000, and so on. Please do not go in for Bitter Glass as we speak. Zero bid for Bitter in the market. 943,000 offers for Bitter. Nobody wants to buy anymore. That's the situation with Bitter Glass. 437 naira per share. You are late to the party. Bitter Glass was first announced here at 50 naira per share November, December last year. We will still see a lot of opportunities as November, December approaches again this year. So get set. It's going to be fun. For 2 straight months, we'll be picking stocks patiently. Things will just be looking dull, and we'll be seeing the best companies at the best prices. And then after those 2 months, as we step into January, the market begins to fly. So let's take calm. We'll find more Bitter Glasses in the coming months. Isoken Isariere says, good afternoon, coach. With 2 million now, will you advise I put it in an idea for top of my Dangote cement? That's a very difficult question, especially with the prospects in Dangote cement. The question I have for you, Isoken, is do you already have NIDF? Can you quickly respond on the comments so I know what conclusions to make? Oh, really? No sound where? Are you serious? No sound on Instagram? Instagram family, please confirm. Is there no sound? Idris Folami says, sir, I need a link to join the Discord group. Just send me a DM. You're already on Instagram, and I will forward the link after the live stream. Coach, what's wrong with UBA? Why is it dripping down? Some of the terms you use are strange to me. Dripping, or do you mean dropping? Well, it's dipping, but it's done all its dipping that it needs to do. 42, 41, lowest it can go to is 41. So far, it's 42.30 now, and that's because their interim dividend was very poor, and so the market is not impressed. Okay. Chinwendu Bello Yahoo says, I'm not seeing my increase in Alpha Invest. Sir, what could be the problem? It has to do with the app maybe not feeding you with the correct information per time. Delayed data issues, I guess. I think at the end of trading today, you should use the app, navigate through where to download your portfolio summary and see whether the changes really occurs. But wait till about 4 or 5 p.m. when the market is done. Because when they close at 2:20 to retail investors, stockbrokers continue trading till about 2:30. The last trade happens at 2:30. Then they begin to reorganize themselves back and forth and so on. So give it some time till about 5 p.m. Then call up your portfolio summary and check if your increases are still not showing up. Chinwendu says, when are they paying dividend? What dividend? Sir, is Regency Assurance Group good for the 1 million challenge? I don't know right now. If you have strong appetite for insurance stocks, well, maybe. I am not a big fan of penny insurance stocks because I know they are going to be eventually acquired. There will be a lot of mergers and acquisitions going by the change in capital base that most of them will be experiencing. So that's the case. Please, coach, do you have idea when Fidelity is paying their dividend? No update yet. No, coach, I don't have an idea. Okay, it's okay. I think you should 2 million, let's see, because dividend is on the way for NIDF, and NIDF eventually is going to be paying soon. Oh my goodness, NIDF jumps to 116 naira per share. 444,000 bids, 450,000 offers. But then I'm sure you can still buy at 113, though the bids at 113 has increased. That's always what we see when it nears dividend payment date. A lot of bids for NIDF comes in and pushes the price a bit higher. So NIDF is now 116. But if you put in a bid at 113, you'll be queuing behind 52,000 NIDF applications at 113. So with your 2 million naira, let's assume between now and Friday, you want to be able to buy. Though Friday is not the closing date, qualification date yet, but just in case, 2 million naira spread at 113 naira per share for NIDF will fetch you 17,000 NIDF. Okay, so let's say 17,000 NIDF multiplied by the dividend announced for the third quarter. Let me check to see. 4 naira 25 kobo. So 17,000 times 4 naira 25 is about 72,000. Then in January again, you will be receiving something close to that. So you'll be receiving something like this every 3 months on your 2 million naira. And I'm thinking you may continue to build on this or have plans for this. But as a matter of urgency, if you think you can still come back to NIDF later on to accumulate this, because you will need this to continue to service you by the time you grow it, substantially enough, so that every 3 months you are sure of something around 200,000, or by the time you build it up to that level. That's what I want for you, Isoken. I need something to keep bringing you money as often as possible. So plan for this separately, but in this very material time, it means you should top up on your Dangote cement. Good thing, Dangote cement from yesterday's rally is dropping a bit, and the offers are slightly more than the bid. 887,000 offers versus 606,000 bids. So at this point, you may want to just find a way to get Dangote cement at around 577 or thereabouts, and then watch what happens later on. Because I'm sure if you buy this set to add to what you have of Dangote cement, you may not need to come back to buy it for a while. So it can then keep flying, because Dangote cement will eventually hit 600 plus in a matter of weeks. Okay, I hope that clears you. So when you build your NIDF later in the future, you can then now use the quarterly dividend that comes from there to buy something else regularly. Or, of course, have some refreshment for yourself every 3 months. Good afternoon, Chief. Will it be a good decision if I offload Fidelity to pick up QTIX or UPDC rate? I do not think it will be a good decision. None of these two can really compete when it comes to defending your portfolio and giving you the regular dividend that you will get from Fidelity. Though UPDC has that potential to give you dividends regularly. But I think go for those ones with fresh funds so you don't end up regretting not keeping your fidelity later on. So, which of the penny stocks is advisable to buy now? You know, the penny stocks to buy now. Okay, let's see. Champs is always there. Penny stocks to buy now, Champs. Good thing it's not at 450 kobo anymore. At the moment, 406. Qtix 3 naira 70 kobo. A stock like Nigerian Police Force Microfinance Bank is trying to rise. I saw it around 3 naira. UPDC and UPDC REIT, they are all penny stocks, stocks below 10 naira. Jai's Bank, these are all penny plays that you can play around with some level of confidence. So I think that's about some of the best penny stocks that you can have. Let me repeat here that maybe the rumor is out regarding Vitafoam. I don't know if any official statement has been made, but there could be a chance that Vitafoam issues a bonus of 1 for 5. And it's looking so with the way the stock price is behaving right now. Yesterday it closed at 81 naira. Today it's 83. 5 million bids versus 813,000 offers. So the offers are not even up to 1 million, but you have 5 million bids. So maybe, just maybe, that is about to happen. I said this some months ago and only repeated it sometime last week. I need Champs at 3 range. James, what if Champs gets to 3 and then you start panicking? You know, the human nature, sometimes we want a stock to drop, and then when it drops, we begin to hesitate and we are scared not to buy. Okay, hello coach. What's the best price for NACO today? I'll check immediately and get back to you, Mikades. NACO is at 113. Wow. I think NACO is also gearing up to climb. This NACO has struggled around 110, 107 for so long. Now I'm seeing it at, something is about to happen with NACO as well. 2.3 million bids for NACO versus just 256,000 offers means a lot of attention is building up, and they don't even care. Yesterday it closed at 111 naira 90 kobo. We are seeing bids for NACO as high as 113 naira and 112 naira. So some serious interest is building up there for NACO. You may want to put in a bid at 113 or 112. If you want to consider yesterday's price, then you put in a bid at 111.95. But the kind of interest building up there, I don't know if they can come that low. Maybe it can happen, if not today, some other time. Hi coach, GT code dividend just dropped. Prince Olamoto, thank you very much for that feedback. Sometimes when we receive dividend, we don't want to say it. We don't feel obliged to say it. So most of the complaints you hear is, I haven't received, I haven't received. So that information, very much appreciated, Olamoto. Hi coach, please, foreign stocks, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, which others would you recommend? Duchess Events UK. I'm still thinking now. There are so many good stocks that you can add to that, especially powerhouses. You can still add a stock like Nvidia. Add a stock like Nvidia, add a stock like Palantir. They are going to benefit from the $10 billion that JP Morgan Chase is trying to pump into the AI, rare earth, and one other sector that they are trying to back up to put in more investments. Silverline, Chigozie says, yes, I just received my GT dividend. Thank you very much, Silverline. So that helps many others to continue to be alert, look out, because the way the dividends come, you may receive dividend and you don't know. So you need to check to be sure if you are expecting a dividend. Some alerts just silently drop in your account. You don't get the alert as a text message. It happens a lot. And then, of course, you may also not know that you didn't receive if you don't keep checking. And it's not good that you are laboring, and then when it's time for payment, you are not receiving what is due you. Okay? I would like you to add stocks like Robinhood, Uber, AMSC, and APLD as well. Okay? GT dividend received. That's from Kenneth. Thank you very much. Keep your comments coming. We have about 11 minutes before we proceed to take your calls. Good afternoon, Coach. Please, what's your view on the Dang cement price in the market today? Earnings for noobs. I see. I just made a mention of what's happening with it. Well, NACO, somebody has decided I don't have this patience and have bought at 114 for NACO. Okay, so Dangote Cement's at 578. I think looks good at that price compared to the 585 it traded yesterday. So maybe you should put in a bid at that price. It's possible that you buy. Please, Coach, what share should I invest in now? Deary Sarah AB. It's difficult to now say what you should invest in, because you need to have your investment goal yourself, which is unique to you and not the same with everybody. How much capital you're looking at, what your plans are, and all that. But that notwithstanding, because some of those are private questions, and that's why some people decide they want to enroll for a quick strategy session, I would go ahead to mention a few of the stocks that can actually be helpful, irrespective of what the capital you are looking at investing is right now. UACL looks good, under 17 naira per share for anybody who is interested. I also saw that Wema Bank dipped to 18 naira 60 kobo, not too far from the 17 something that looked like a bargain. So you can also amass some Wema Bank at 1860. Then don't forget, TIP is always there, much more undervalued, but eventually will be discovered by the market soon. It's currently at 13 naira 80 kobo. I don't think I've mentioned too much, so I think you can work with that. If you like UPDC, especially if you have passion for real estate, they will be giving you dividend twice a year. As small as the stock price is 7 naira plus, they paid more than 50 kobo per share. That's a lot. For anybody who has 1 million shares of that stock, they would have received about almost 500,000 or more than 500,000 naira as dividend. Now, 1 million shares of UPDC REIT will cost you 7.4 million or thereabouts based on today's price. And then almost immediately, less than a year from now, they'll pay the first and the second dividends. They usually pay twice a year. And that could have amounted to about 500 or something. The question now is, What real estate investment can you make with 700,000, and within a year you started receiving rental income of 7 million, 7.4 million, and within a year you start receiving rental income of 500,000 plus? There are not many investments like that in real estate, for instance. So this is not to discredit real estate. No, I'm trying to speak to your advantage. The best thing to do is to take that money that you can't use to buy land, not to talk of build, to grow it in the stock market. Then when it grows, since you have passion for real estate, you move some back into real estate. That's the way to play. Ladies and gentlemen, NASCON has decided to climb 100 naira per share right now. NASCON, that's the brother of Dangote Sugar. And when Dangote Sugar decides to rise, it will try to want to measure up, at least maybe touch 80 or 90. Well, Dangote Sugar is still very cheap where it is. If I check now, I will see that it's at 59. Okay, enough said. Morning, coach. Has Zenith paid dividends? If yes, I have not yet received mine. How much Zenith has started paying? Stay patient, you will receive. Emmanuel Dabbs, thank you very much for that update. I was almost sent into a panic mode, and that could have made me even shut down the Instagram page and start again when I started reading about not having volume. Coach, it's my first time of joining. I don't know the one to use to get onto the ladder. Sweet Breeze K. I don't understand. What do you mean the one to use to get onto the ladder? Could you come down to my level? Because this looks like a heavily worded parable here, and I cannot demystify or decode the grammar. Glory Udume. Sorry about that. What do you think about Transcorp Hotel? I think I've responded to that. Coach, is TMC a good stock to buy? TMC. Do you mean Taiwan Semiconductor or TMC Metals? I think TMC is on my rare earth watch list, if I'm not mistaken. TMC is churning out fantastic numbers. Goodness gracious. Oh my word. Even if the fundamentals are not looking great. Now, this is a very risky one, and it's already made a lot of people money. Can you imagine that? 1 year ago, TMC, between a year ago from now, it's done 927%. Year to date, January till now, 837%. 6 months, 284%. 1 month ago, 106%. 5 days ago, 11%. What's really going on with TMC, the metal company? We need more information behind this, but it looks like a very, very dangerous play. If it's a rare metal company, then of course. Okay, Deep Sea Minerals Exploration Company. Wow, their job is even dangerous. They look for they explore for undersea gems. That's what they do on international waters. Collection of polymetallic nodules found under the seafloor in international waters. That's what they do. You know, so all these pearls under international waters. Goodness gracious. So I think it's a rare earth, it's a rare earth stock. If I'm not mistaken, it could just be even in those my watch lists I published on Instagram. Right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 minutes before the lines on Instagram will be opened. So I'd like you to stay focused, prepare yourselves as we take your calls. Off again to YouTube, where I look at some of your comments over there. Hello, coach. I've made 34% gain on MTN. Can I sell and use the cash for my 1 million shares challenge? Messi Ade Busuyi. MTN is actually a long-term stock. If you have a way of getting more cash elsewhere, keep your MTN for the longest of term. That's my advice. It will keep going up and down and then do another major push like that to get to 500 and try to inch higher. Its closest rival is Airtel, which sells for almost 3,000 naira per share. That could be where MTN is headed, though it can't get there overnight and really can't compete that much unless they do share reconstruction, because the number of shares, even if MTN generates more money and all that, Airtel is more efficient because they have less number of shares compared to MTN. That's the reason why there's so much price disparity. MTN created a whole lot of shares outstanding, and that's why it's not as pricey as Airtel. So that's a very good long-term stock. You know, MTN is already invested in the future. Apart from just GSM call and data, they have a fintech as well, and they are exploring many other money-making avenues as far as tech is concerned, and they can easily veer into anything AI as well, especially whenever that market opens up properly in the Nigerian economy. So you may want to hold that for long, and because the 1 million challenge does not have expiry date. Everybody run at your pace, but make sure you accumulate as early as you can so you can see the quantum effect of investing in the stock market. This is something people don't tell you, and it's easy to not even realize, especially if you have not stayed long enough. The general excitement of, oh, I bought this stock, oh, I bought that stock, is not enough to really make it big in the market. When you focus and build a particular stock, then you begin to see the quantum effect of investing in the stock market. Coach, is a good buy at today's price? Whether it's a good buy at today's price or not is a problem, because it is a rare earth stock and it's on that watch list as well that I shared. Now, the question is, will there be a pullback, or you can just fly with what you have? That's something I am not very certain about right now. Let's see what happened. I know when that statement was made, all the rare earth stocks jumped, and then a little pullback the following day. Then yesterday, they started gaining again. Now we'll see what really happens. The major flight could just happen 1st November if that threat is sustained. Because if China decides, honestly speaking, this trade war is all about who controls what, and China has the largest deposit of rare earth materials, and that's what you need for all those magnetic components for AI, for electric vehicles and all those things. So the future is what is being fought over right now between China and US. China has a massive supply, and if China stops their exports because of tariff, then US will be stranded. So the US is now struggling to find alternative ways to have theirs, to forestall any kind of economic drawbacks China's ban on exportation to US of such materials brings. Most of the auto industry and of course the AI and whatever uses those things will suffer in the US a lot. And that will be an economic calamity, because eventually job losses, companies will begin to suffer losses as well, and all manner of confusion. So that's what the world is faced with. So when those things are fueled in terms of the war, then you will find that stocks of companies in that sector will rise. And part of what JP Morgan is deploying $10 billion into is to support some of these companies to see how they can prop up production and be self-sustainable for the US market, just in case China decides to block any exports to the US. CDOF says, just received my UBA and GTCO shares now. Thank you very much, CDOF. Your statement or your feedback there also helps a lot with encouraging others to just stay patient. You will all get your dividends. It belongs to you. There's no two ways about it. No, there's nothing any devil can do about it. There's nothing any village person can do about it. You have invested your money. So your dividend is yours. Remember what I told you the other time. When you go to the bank, some of those bankers will be behaving as though they are in control of your destiny, whereas they're actually working for you. It's part of the profit they've made halfway into this year that they have shared to you now as dividends. Do you get the point now? So sometimes you need to remind yourself how important you are, both in the Nigerian economy and in the lives of those bank workers, because it is your efforts or your money that has sustained them and given them that job they are holding down. Your money is part of what keeps them in a job. Doesn't it sound dignifying to an extent? If it does, says yes, it does. Let me know I'm talking to people who can hear me. The phone lines will be open right away. Maobi is there. You will give us your welcome message almost immediately as we take on calls from as many callers who are going to. I love the way TikTok responds so fast. Maybe I think the algorithm or whatever the setting is pushes out comments very fast on the platform. I'm seeing your yeses there exploding from TikTok, and then I'm seeing 1 yes now on Instagram. So we're good to go. Please carry yourself. You don't mind what people think about you. What's important is what you think about yourself, because you end up becoming what you think about yourself. So if you go and adopt what other people are thinking about you, then you are becoming the you are not. The you are is the one you can envision, right? Fidence for real says yes, it does. Thank you very much, Fidence. Annie Florence, thank you. Nicholas Opera, thank you very much. Okay, so that's the way it works. They are working for you, whether they agree or not, whether they admit or not, and they can come up with any sort of argument to support their claim that they are not working for you, they don't know you. That's their business. It is the work they have done that brought in the profit that they have shared part to you as dividend. Very simple. If they really want to be sure whether they are working for you or not, they should go and ask their registrars, because their registrars have the list of members of shareholders of that company. That's why they are called registrars. Your name is in the register of members. The register is maintained by the registrars. They are also paid to do that job. When dividend comes, you pay it. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. You don't have to be the Tony Lumelu of today. You just have to be an investor like we are preaching to you. So congratulations for everyone who is receiving their dividend. It's not your fault. And this is the type of money that village people cannot access. There is no native doctor or any marabu, what they call them, that can stop your dividend from flowing in. Do you get the point I'm making now? So your destiny is in your own hands, not in anybody's hands. Nothing they can do about it. Find other ways to make wealth that cannot be easily affected by your enemies. Come on now, I need to write that down, because that is also making sense to me, right? Can somebody type what I just said? Find somewhere to make money that even your enemies cannot what? What I said just flew out of my head right now. That's to tell you it didn't come from me. So I received divine inspiration. Hello, Maobi. Good afternoon. It's good to have you.
Yeah, hello, Coach. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everybody in the house today. Very happy to be here. Actually, I was typing out what you just said. Find out a way to make money that your enemies cannot reach. I believe that was what I heard when you said that. I'm going to be hanging on here. If anybody wants to speak, I'll be more than happy to do that.
Thank you very much, Maobi. We're glad to have you. Okay, I'm seeing very fast fingers, very sharp brains. You see, Akudo, you don't find other ways to make money that your enemies cannot access. This thing just flows like this. So I'm not special. That's why I'm looking for what I said. And it tells you that fresh, like the dew of the morning, this thing just flows. Let's catch it as much as possible, because I'm not the one talking to you here. Find other ways to make money that your enemies cannot access. This is one way I found out many years ago, and it has never disappointed. I walked out of a personal business engagement, left God knows how much assets behind because of this, right? So please do everything, because your joy is more important. Your well-being, your mental health is more important. Nobody has the right to insult you because of what you have or what you don't have. Nobody. Don't give anybody that right to mimic you, to mess you up, to ridicule you because of what you don't have. Come on now. There's a lot to get from this beautiful world we have been privileged to live in. Bisoye is our first caller. Glad to have you, Bisoye. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Coach.
It's good to have you, Bisoye. Please tell us where you're streaming from. There's a lot of noise on your background, though. Could you keep it a bit quiet?
Hello, Coach.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're coming from?
Sir. My name is Bisoye. I'm calling from Ikeja, Lagos.
Thank you very much, Bisoye. I'm taking note of that. So,
can you hear me, Coach?
Loud and clear.
Okay. I called in to say a very big thank you to you, because I remember I called some times ago concerning my claim dividend for about 15 years or thereabouts. For First Bank and GTCO. So I wrote series of emails. They kept posting me. The last one I wrote, they responded. So for First Bank and GTCO, they only paid me from 2020 to 2024. That is for 4 years each. And they told me to contact SEC, that they sent from 1995 to 2019 to SEC.
Whoa.
So I don't know how to contact SEC now.
Okay, so who gave you this update to contact SEC?
Maritime registrars.
Oh, they registered themselves.
Yes.
Oh my God, the noise around you is so much.
They said 1995 to 2019 have been sent to SEC. That they only have 2020 to 2024, which they sent to me. So I got 4 alerts each from GTCO and First Bank.
Great. So this is what you would do. Was that an email they sent to you?
Yes, they sent me emails.
Beautiful.
And they sent me my statement.
Beautiful.
From 1995 to 2019.
Very simple. This is what you would do now. Gather all those correspondences with them. Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Gather all those correspondences with them. Send an email to SEC with those evidences stating the outstanding dividends you have been informed by the registrars that is with them and that you need payment. Indicate your account details as well. SEC email address is sec@sec.gov.ng. There's so much noise on your background. I don't think I can continue this discussion. Okay, I guess you can hear me now. I've decided to mute you so everybody else who is listening from anywhere. This information is very important. You can imagine how many years ago dividend she started receiving from 4 years ago, and about to receive the rest of them, which are far back. So my advice to you again now is gather all correspondences that you have had with the registrars, including the statement they sent to you, and evidence, if there is, of dividends you have already received outstanding from that 2000 to 2004. I mean, 2000, is it 2020 to 2024? I guess, yes. Then email them to state that the brokers, the registrars, says SEC has the balance of your outstandings. They should pay into your account. Also, don't forget, copy that registrar in that email. You are sending this email to SEC. The email address of SEC is sec, S-E-C, at sec.gov.ng. Copy the registrars who have told you that the balance of your outstanding dividends is with SEC. I hope that is clear. If that is clear, just confirm to me so we can go on to the next caller. Try to unmute yourself. I have unmuted you from my end.
It's very clear. Thank you very much.
All right, B. Soye, we appreciate your feedback, and I'm sure even your feedback will help some other person elsewhere. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is one great feature in this place. I, for one, I hate injustice. And when I see what is due someone, I want to always try to see how they get what is due, because it's yours. So nobody should cheat you out of what belongs to you. By all means, where that money is in SEC, it's not helping any individual. In fact, I'm working on something to create a video to speak about unclaimed dividends and what they can do with it while still creating awareness for people to go and claim their unclaimed dividends. You know, there is a lot to do with that money while still paying them out to as many authentic owners who come to claim them. Maybe not enough publicity is being done. For 3 years plus now, I was sharing that SEC portal for people to claim, and a lot of people really got what belongs to them. So I am happy when I see that what is due you finally gets into your hand. Ikem Ben Zoik is our next caller. Vivian, your money says thank you very much for sharing the email with others. We are a very enlightened group of investors here. We're not just the hit and run people. We've been here over the years. I can tell you now, for some of you who have been with me for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, the 27 years experience I have is rubbed off on you, and that makes you an expert within a short time. That's what a mentor does. A mentor gives you what you are not qualified for while qualifying you for it. Right? That's it. Coach, good afternoon. Please, can you advise we buy FCMB shares, sir? I don't know exactly if FCMB is not the best stock in the market, basically. Well, if you like FCMB for whatever reason, then you can buy. They are a profitable bank, but even in the banking space, I would not say they are the most profitable bank in terms of returns to investors. Or if you are interested, maybe because the price is attractive, then it's okay. Next caller. We lost connection with Ikem Benzoik. We go on to Bibas. Hello, coach. UACN, Cadbury, which is a better stock for capital appreciation. I will go with UACN right now. Akudo Nido, you got the point. Can buy it less than 17 naira and still make good returns. Can one have more than one registrar with different companies? Adagio, and now let me open your eyes. You are not the one who is having the registrars. You are having the stocks whoever is the registrar of any stock you have or any company you have stocks in, finish. So it's not, there's no restriction, just as there's no restriction to how many company shares stocks you can buy or how many companies you can have stocks in, there is also no restriction as to how many registrars that can, of course, be registrars to the companies you are buying their stocks. Do you get the point now? Some companies have so many, some registrars have so many companies that they are registrars for. So one registrar can be registrar for 5 companies that you own. It's possible. The same Meristem registrars can be registrars for First Bank, can be registrars for any other company, Owando, or any other company, and maybe you have all of these companies. So that means 5 of the companies you have, Meristem registrars or whatever registrars, Vetiva registrars, are the ones handling all of those. So just understand this. Don't bother yourself about whether you can have many registrars. Just be buying the company stocks that you want to buy based on your criteria of investment, your investment strategies. The registrars you will find out after you buy any company, right? Silverline Chigozie says, yes, I just started following you a few days ago. I can boldly say you're a good mentor. Thank you. Thank you, Silverline. Appreciate your feedback. Next caller, Able God. We seem not to be connecting with our callers. Let's see. Find some way to make money that even your enemies cannot access. Gloria Osho, thank you very much. A lot of people caught that thing I mentioned in a few seconds. I'm very impressed. These are sharp minds I'm working with here. Thank you. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Coach. Good afternoon, sir.
Tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
My name is Biodun. I'm streaming from London.
Thank you, Biodun, for joining from London. Go ahead.
Coach, we appreciate you for what you've been doing. I know every time people are appreciating you, but we keep appreciating you. Maybe you find that a lot of times, but we keep, because we are doing a good job for us. Thank you so much, sir.
My pleasure.
My question is, actually, I started 1 year ago, and I know I've called in a couple of times to ask some questions, which you've given me good answers. But I go a bit worried when I was checking something about this charm, because we knew in this the share thing, and because of me listening to all your business, although you said it's not a financial advice, that is just from your mind, that is not left for us to take a decision. But I still said we still follow like what you advise on, because we are new anyway. So I heard someone having a look at the history of charm, and then he found out that charm is losing a lot of money, like making 10 million, and they're making profit of, making 10 billion, making profit of 1 billion. And it seems not looking good. And after I bought charm, I found out it's dipping again, because I started buying shares, let's say about a month ago, which I've invested more in various areas. But my concern more is on this charm. I know in your 24 to 27 years experience, you can have a look more, and I know you can foresee, you are a prophet, you can see like what is happening. So I will appreciate you if you can help us to have a look at that charm, because for a company losing money, and for us investors investing in it, it looks a little bit. So I just want to be on safe side, if you understand my question. That's all, please.
Okay. Are you talking about the financial performance of charms?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. That means your investment criteria is the eyes you are looking at charms is what they are doing now, without necessarily looking at what the future they are building is all about. For charms, what they are building for the future is what we're investing in. It's like trying to take position early in a stock like Tantalizers, or trying to take early position in a stock like Alex, where some people bought at 3 naira. while some of us were waiting to see whether they will improve revenue before our very eyes, knowing that there's nothing to raise the revenue, but only for us to realize they have now bought an existing company, and all those questions about where will the revenue and income come from has disappeared into thin air. And Ella Lakes is at 14, all in the same year, within the same year. Now, Charms has not only opened branches outside Nigeria for their businesses, they are successfully raising fresh capital through the rights issue that will further strengthen the business, stabilize it, and make it far more profitable than you ever knew. So if there is any better time to join Charms, it was the time you started buying, because we are staying long in this market, and the investment in a stock like Charms is not what we want to reap immediately. It will not happen. We've seen already changes in their financials. I'm looking at the second quarter revenue growth, 24% growth year on year. That's a good sign. First quarter revenue growth was 11%. Second quarter revenue growth for 2025 is 24% compared to the previous year's revenue. So something is building up that will eventually be sustained. Management also stated that they were going to resume. In fact, that's why they were not paying dividends before. They were going to resume payment of dividend from this financial year, meaning Charms will be paying dividend at the end of 2025. Regarding that means inside 2026, when others are paying dividend, they will resume dividend payment. That's a bold statement to make. And that's because the company has turned the corner. And a lot of times in these kind of companies, the market is actually jumping in and pricing in the future. So if you look at what Charms did last year, then you will not be buying Charms. And sometimes this is not how you can easily make the money. For instance, we were buying Dangote sugar, Dangote cement at 400 and something recently. It's almost going to 600 now. But we started seeing that things have improved before it began to appear physically on paper. So these are methods we use to take early position in stocks. Unless you came into Charms with short-term mindset and you feel, oh, it's dipping now. What? Some people have waited almost 1 year for this Charms to move. And sometimes the market is justified for delaying a movement. But it's clear now, the signs are obvious that things are changing for the better. So I would rather buy Charms at the 2 naira when I entered than buy it almost 100%, because some people are nearing 100% on their Charms right now, and we have not even started. Thank you very much. Let me not delay too much. So
Thank you, Coach. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Wellness, you are next caller. All right, Kaka says she bought Charms at 204. Such a person will not worry about what Charms is going to be because Charms is not going back to 204. Everything else is improving as far as the books are concerned. Now, that's a noisy background that we cannot even cope with. Maybe she even called in error. So we go on to talk to Yemik. So that's it. Early birds in the bus stay in there and enjoy the ride forever. Maobi says, I'm more than 100% on Charms, still not selling. You know why? Very soon you'll be 400% in Charms. Those people who made, is it 700% or 300%, 350% in bitter glass for a stock as expensive as 50 naira in November, they don't have two heads, right? Sometimes you stay long. Charms is in ICT and all sorts of things. They are opening, I think they have a fintech as well. They have too many things to achieve. So this is not a time to be afraid, right? Some people, you can see that you even entered late. Are you seeing? Can you see that? Immaculate bought Charms 202, 2 naira 2 kobo. So up till today, she's in 100% profit. 100%. Still, I'm sure, perhaps within 1 year. J Ace is in China. 2 naira 20 kobo was what he bought Charms. Currently 4 naira plus, nearly 100%. Meaning when Charms touched 2 naira 50 kobo 3 days ago, he was at 100% profit. Beauty by Queen T bought Charms 2 naira 57 kobo. So Danny Sunshine says, I'm over 100% in Charms, but we'll keep accumulating. Charms is in our 1 million share challenge by all means. So get your Charms and relax. There are so many stocks because this is now by experience. We are fundamentalists. When you build your portfolio, greater percentage, 70, 80% of it, strong fundamentals, you can decide to now play with these ones and find some quantum leaps. There are so many companies whose financials are nothing to write home about, but are jumping. Don't, because of this, going for that. Look at what they are doing now that will affect their future. I'll give you one instance. UACN was a struggler, 7 naira per share, 10 naira per share, struggled around 9 naira for so long, then 12 naira. The moment the new set of management was put together and they started working on the company, stock price began to adjust. Everything looked unpalatable until the results began to show. That UACN is what is selling for 70 naira as we speak. So check for the catalyst that will secure the future. Even if it's a struggling company now, once you are sure that catalyst is there, you go in. That was how I got into LLX, because I didn't want to get into LLX blindly. So I missed out on entering at 3. There are so many people here who entered at 3. But I'm happy I'm in at 12 and 13. Never minding knowing we are advancing from here. So sometimes you want to be very clear, but it could just be too late. Other times you want to jump in early, knowing that some measures have already been taken, have been happening to make it a fantastic future. B. Soye says she entered LLX at 5 naira 80 kobo. There were times when I wanted LLX to pull back from 7 naira down to 4 naira so I can enter. All those things that happens to you happens to everybody else in the market. It depends on how you manage yourself. So nobody is a genius here. Some of you entered LLX earlier than I did. But you know what? You entered at 5, you entered at 3, I entered at 12 and 13. A time will come to be 50, and it will not matter how much who entered where. The point is, where I couldn't enter, you entered, and it's benefited you. I'm so happy for you. Because you were not there when I bought a stock like NACO at 9 naira. That is now 113. There are so many stocks like that. UBA, my enterprise is 7. Right? Now we are together. One big family where I can't participate, maybe because I wasn't really ready. You were able to get in there. We are all winning together. Sounds interesting, isn't it? C for Golden said, I panic sold at 7 naira. You see that? You may have called it panic now because it's turned out good. What if it dropped after you sold? It will no longer be panic selling. It will be genius. But these things happen all the time. Okay? So that person who bought from you at 7, if the person still held on, has done 100%. Can feel bad somehow, but you have your reasons. You still were not clear what becomes of it. Okay? So that's the way it works. Let's keep making money. I told you from the beginning of this year, the first trading day, I think it was the 2nd of January 2025, that we are making money this year. We'll keep making that money. I entered Charms at 2.9, but it ran off before I could get more funds. James, it's no more. The important thing is you are in a community where these things are now doable, and you can always come back. You know what? The market always rewards you. Some things you see as mistakes are actually lessons. So when you learn from it, you then proceed in the future to capitalize on the lessons on others based on the lessons you have learned from the past. That's why What I am trying to do is push you, stock you up with 27 years of lessons I've learned, how not to do it, so you avoid all my mistakes of the past and become better at the word go. Right? Makers, exactly. Some of your mistakes, when it hurts you like that, just take it that, okay, it's school fees. You have paid school fees from the losses you've made. Now you can't make that mistake again, right? B. Soye says, that's true, coach. We're all winning together. Got UBA at 10. Interesting. Are you seeing that? Now, at what point will B. Soye ever be scared that UBA is crashing? It's only those who bought UBA at 48 that will be crying that UBA has gone to 42. Okay? So when you stay long enough in the market, you don't feel the pressure that others feel because they came late, actually, into some of these stocks. Right? There's nothing to fear. Follow the plan. Stick to it. Give it time. And then you too will be saying, I bought Champs at 2 naira 50 kobo. Now Champs is at 45 naira per share. Come on now. And then you'll be feeling fly. Sometimes you need to feel that way as well. Let me stop talking. Ikem Benzoic. We tried reaching you the other time. We couldn't. Let's see if we can get through. Is it okay to go for LLX now? It is okay. Time your entry. Make sure you're buying around 13. If it dwindles or drops to 12, good for you. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello, coach.
Your name and where you're streaming from.
Hello, coach. Good afternoon. My name is Ikem. I'm calling from Nordland, Norway.
Thank you very much. It came from Norway. Go ahead.
Okay, coach. I was the one who was writing messages for you in Instagram concerning my 700K bid for UPDC rates. Yeah, so I bidded for 7 naira 30 kobo. I wouldn't know if, and they haven't sold to me yet. I wouldn't know if you can help me find it and know the exact price UPDC rate, because I just want to get it done and dusted. I have finished the 1 million challenge in Charms, 1 million challenge in Putis, 1 million challenge in Jais. I just want to finish UPDC rates now and focus on the blue chips.
Interesting stuff. Are you guys seeing the kind of focus Ikem has all the way from Norway? Okay, Ikem, I'm checking. How many shares did you bid for, and how much did you say you bid again?
700K. I have 300K already, so I just want to complete I bidded for 7 naira 30 kobo, so I just want to complete it to 1 million. Then I'll forget about these ones and go for Dangote Sugar and Bua Cement.
Congratulations. It looks like you have been sold to. There are no bids at 7 naira 30 kobo anymore. It's 725, the last transaction done. So, what platform do you use?
I'm using Stanbic IBTC stockbrokers.
Okay, there's no bid at 730. In fact, there is actually an offer at 730, but just 13,000 offer. So if your bid at 730 was still up there, it could have been cleared by now.
Really? It has not.
I'm aware Stanbic IBTC also doesn't do real-time data transmission. So that's why you need to see it. So at the end of trading today, you should be expecting your contract note for that transaction.
Okay. Because at some point I tried to cancel it, but it's not canceling. So if I can bid maybe 7.35, because I just want to get this thing done and dusted and focus on other things.
Never mind, from what we see here, it's done and dusted. And while we're yet still talking, someone has come in again and bought off the 7 naira 30 kobo offers in the market. And the highest bidder is now 730 again from 725. So, congrats in advance.
I'm Thank you very much, Coach. Thank you very much. God bless you, sir.
God bless you. Okay. Amarachi Jennifer, next caller. Coach, which US stock is good for swing trade? Toyemi. Actually, most of those swing trade stocks are still alive. You know, after that pullback based on the quick sell-off of 2 days ago, they still look very okay for that activity. So we're trying to connect with Opeyemi. So those swing trade stocks, PRSO, DDD, TTI, IMPP is actually a long-term stock, but you can still play swing with it. Plug Power, they are all very good swing trade stocks as we speak. So you can go in there, stay a while. When it jumps, you bag your 40, 50, 60% profit and proceed. David Afon says, Coach, thanks for mentioning Peraso. Peraso has been making many people rich. Just up and down, big swings, left, right, and center. Obviously, Peraso is no longer coming down to $1 per share no more, from what I'm seeing. I'll see what Peraso is. Let me quickly confirm what the price is. But then we have more calls to take, so I go on to the calls. Palma US or Palmaus, you are our next caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Could you go away from the noise?
Okay. My name is David Austin. I'm calling from Bonny Island, Port Harcourt.
David Austin, thank you for joining. Appreciate your call. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Please, I want to thank you for educating us. We really boost my morale because I actually left with stock market. However, I bought some stock. I bought stock with Union Homes. Are they still in existence?
Union Homes, yes, they are. Yes, Union Homes.
Union Homes and Universal Insurance and Dark Communication.
They are all in existence, sir.
Okay, so that is what I want to find out because I'm not seeing them in my. I bought with using CSL stock brokers.
Visit CSL, ask them to update your dashboard. Even if you didn't buy it from them, tell them to transfer your stocks to your CSL brokerage account. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I'm grateful. Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay, next caller, this Ebele. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Coach.
It's good to have you. Tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
My name is Ebele. I'm streaming from the UK.
Ebele from the UK. It's good to have you here. Where have you been? Go ahead.
I relocated from Saudi to the UK.
Awesome. Being around the world, one of the benefits of being an investor. Go ahead.
Okay. Good. Thank you so much. With this whole relocation, I missed this Charms public offer that it did. No, not the public offer. The
rights issue.
Rights issue, yes. And now I'm a little settled. I'm trying to buy it at 4 naira. I think I saw it at 4 naira today, but I've been bidding for 4 naira and I've been unlucky today to get at 4 naira. I don't know what to do. Should I go ahead and buy? I don't want to have to go through the regrets that I'm going through for tip when I was asking you a question if I should buy tip at 385, and you said I should go ahead, and I was stubborn about it, and for my very eyes still climbed up to 13 and I couldn't even cry. So I don't know what I should do about charms right now. I'm willing to buy. I don't know if I should go ahead and buy at 410, because that's what I'm saying at the
moment. Quite a tricky one there. I think you can buy in batches.
Okay.
And it's possible that it even drops below 4 by Friday, may or may not. It's in a struggle of a lifetime now to sustain a support level above 4. That's what's playing out here. And with 10 million bids versus 7 million offers, the difference is not much. Anybody can still come into the market and pour down enough charms to drag it below 4. But let me see how many bids are actually from 4 upwards, because yesterday it survived that scare and closed at 4. Today, there are just under 500,000 bids at 4 and above. Any of these things can change very quickly. We really can't tell. So if you want to avoid any slip-ups, maybe you should buy at 410, because there is actually an offer of almost 2 million bids at 410. 1.9 million bids, single offer at 410. If you buy some at 410, then reserve some funds and wait to see if it ever drops below 4 between now and Friday. Or when November, October comes, should it ever drop below 4, then you scoop some more to average down. I think that's the safest approach to these things at this point.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Abele. We are really glad to have you back.
Thank you, sir. Glad to be here too. Thank you very much, sir. Bye.
All right, bye. Okay, next caller, Amarachi Jennifer. I think your call refused to connect the other time. Yeah, charms traded today at 398. That means there's a chance it can trade at 4. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, there's some serious gist going on over there, which does not concern us. So let's take our ears off and go on to the next caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Coach. Good afternoon, Coach.
Good afternoon. Please tell us your name and where you're coming from.
Yeah, my name is Yusuf and I'm calling from the United Kingdom.
Yusuf from the UK. We have a lot of UK people in this family. Awesome. Go ahead, Yusuf.
Because we are in the Lagos 2.0 branch of Nigeria, so we are always aware.
I'm hearing this for the first time. Okay.
Yeah, we're always aware of what's going on at home and always want to be a part of something good as well.
Great.
And that's the spirit. I know that's what you've been preaching to all of us here. Thank you so much for that. You've been opening our eyes to a lot of things. So I wouldn't take much of our time because I know it's so, Coach, basically, what I wanted to do is I'm looking at liquidating my Nigerian banks stocks. Leaving only Jais because I see a lot of in terms of like the penny stock and the 1 million stocks that you've been preaching about. And I want to go early. I want to take a long-term position in Dangote Sugar and Dangote Cement because I think at the moment, like you said, they are like grossly undervalued at the moment. So, do you think I should give the bank stock a bit of a time now, or do you think this is the best time to actually fly? That's just what I want to understand.
What banks are you looking at?
The thing is, my plan basically is about capital growth in the next 3 to 5 years. That's my plan. So I have NIDF in terms of like the dividend and yielding. So I use the NIDF as a fixed income. So for in terms, I just need like a capital growth in the next 3 to 5 years. So that's what I'm thinking along that line.
What banks are you looking at offloading?
Currently, I have Fidelity, First Bank, and UBA. I'm resisting Fidelity at the moment because I wanted to see what their H1 would say. But currently, I'm looking at UBA and First Bank at the moment.
I would say hold on to your UBA.
Okay.
If you seriously want to offload banks, still hold on to that UBA.
Okay.
Otherwise, sometimes you need those banks to give you some level of stability. Don't know what other stocks constitutes your entire portfolio.
I have Aradel, NIDF, Dangote Cement, Dangote Sugar, Zip. I have Zip as well. Those are the non-banks that I have. Aradel, Chams, Dangote Cement, Dan Sugar, and NIDF and Zip.
Because even a stock like First Bank may just blow in 2026. It looks like the only bank that really didn't move as much as it should, and a lot of changes is going on in the background. First Bank can easily try to do catch up with UBA, and that means there's some capital growth left in it. I'm thinking hard if it's something you can just, because you're not overweight in banks, so if it's something you can pursue whatever you want to acquire with fresh funds, I think that should be the best thing to do. Because a lot of times, let's not be in a hurry to sell what you have gathered, because I'm sure you had a plan, you had a conviction why you bought them that time. Stay, let it mature.
Okay. The reason why I got in was to make it like a defensive
so keep it.
stock.
Keep it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. T for Tony. Next caller. Coach, what do you think about small feet, please? Collins, I've never done any research on small feet, and I've been asked severally, unfortunately, so I have no informed thoughts when it comes to small feet. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Coach. I'm Anthony calling from UK.
Tony from UK. Everybody in UK. Truly, like the last caller said, Lagos 2.0, go ahead. That's the first time I'm hearing that. All right, Tony, go ahead.
Okay, I said, is there any platform we can use to monitor the bid and offer prices for foreign stocks?
No platform to the best of my knowledge. Though, I use TradeZero to monitor volume of transaction per second. TradeZero is a foreign platform, so maybe you can also be able to use them. From the UK, surely you can.
Okay, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. 10 minutes before we go, Mark Business, next caller. Seno Daniel says he just received GT code dividend today. Congratulations, Seno. So it's raining dividends. And so even if it's not time to earn monthly salaries, dividend is there midway into the month to augment some of your cash needs. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Tell us your name and where you're streaming from. You sound very audible and clear.
Yeah. Good afternoon. I'm Marcos by name, and I'm calling from UK. Please, I joined your live yesterday. You promised to send the form and also add me to the club. But I didn't get your response. And even when I tried sending multiple messages, it disallowed me by saying I can't send more than one message. So I really want. Here on TikTok. I was watching you on TikTok and YouTube yesterday.
Remember we said send a comment after the video is uploaded. That's where I can see and reply. Since you were not on Instagram, I remember clearly. And I actually checked.
No, I was not on Instagram.
You said it yesterday, and that was why I said, make not during the live. If you comment during the live, I can't see it and respond back to you after the live. So I said, send that request on the YouTube video as a normal comment. I will come back and see it and respond. But I didn't see the comment on the YouTube video. Video downloaded automatically yesterday.
Yeah, I sent a message to you on the TikTok. Yeah, I said it yesterday. I said I can only send message to you on TikTok because I was still with TikTok. Though you also said you're still on YouTube. I just went there, I checked, I saw you. So it's okay. You know.
Okay, not
so
a problem.
That was it.
Do this. Resend. I want your messages among the top messages I will be able to see after this live session.
Okay, let me send it to you. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just like our sister, Vivian, your money says UK people plenty past Nigeria people. I think this is a sign that we should be meeting in the UK as well. In the UK, really plenty. And Big Sam says UK branch plenty. Well, we are blessed. That's one powerful Nigerian quality. We are all over the place and can really make it from everywhere. And we should be very proud of this, right? Coach, it's done. We are registering Network Investors Club UK. Glad to connect. Glad to connect with our UK family. Oh yes, Maobi. Absolutely. They should just find out what we need to do to come and have a live session there, a physical session. There are so many people in the UK. I realize there are so many people in the UK who made money, but the money is just in a sluggish asset, one sluggish asset or the other, earning them 3%, 5%, just. So they need to know. And not everybody is on social media to come and hear all these things. That's why we need to appear in those places and show them. But you know what? We have to start back home first. That's why first quarter 2026, work is ongoing now at the background to host one physical session in Port Harcourt, and then maybe between Abuja and Lagos, the next we'll hold in Nigeria. But let's gather ourselves together. Remember, we have subgroups in our Discord groups, over 3,600 members on Discord. We are in subgroups. If you live in UK, join the UK subgroup. If you live in Canada, join Canada subgroup. If you're in Abuja, Lagos, locate your subgroup in the Discord app, because that's where we will soon start running elections for leaders to emerge. Then they will find out what regulatory procedures we need to follow to invite a speaker to come in, and let's have a great session. Look, you have no idea what is brewing in this community. A lot of people will come in and see something out of this world. That's because we are not a copycat. We're not seeing it from anywhere, but on a daily basis, divine inspiration is coming, helping us to shape up, especially with the kind of results we're already seeing, even without being in any physical gathering yet. Imagine when we start meeting physically. So take this thing seriously, because a whole lot is happening. Listen, if you bought Bitcoin 10 years ago, what $100, you can imagine what it can be. That's the kind of wealth movement we are creating now. Now that there are no barriers, because if you bought Bitcoin 10 years ago or 20 years ago, none of us had access to Bitcoin. Nobody had access to the platforms then. Now, the world is a global village. You know why Nigerians will always be on top? Because we know how to move as a force. That's what we're trying to build here. The next set of Bitcoin multi-millionaires in dollars, cryptocurrency, in stocks, both foreign and local, they are coming from this community. We are consciously building that up. And you can't achieve that by the regular paid closed group, something. No. You need a massive movement like this, so that people run into these things. You will be amazed that after all the struggles you are doing abroad and in Nigeria, in the name of you are earning one fat salary, the things we are doing now is what will give you that life you are looking for. And by the time you start enjoying that life, you won't need to work all your life. That's the kind of thing we are trying to build here. It has never been seen anywhere before. But you know what? The Nigerian blood and the Nigerian spirit is in us. That's what will propel us to achieve these things. No matter how much you earn wherever you are on this earth, if you don't find a careful way to grow it, it will all disappear. I can tell you for free. People have earned much more and gone broke. We don't want that to happen to any one of you. So let's keep building. I am feeling the impact. I know how many messages I've received telling me how people are really benefiting from this. Imagine when we start meeting physically, because some people really can't believe that it's possible. But when they see it happening, then you know. So let's come together, including speakers to invite to speak and everything else. Look, the world has not seen anything yet. Is somebody excited? All right. So little by little, we are getting enablement and we are growing. So let's make your subgroup, your location, ready for an invasion. All right. And of course, some of you will eventually grow to become leaders in this group, because there is no single tree that can make a forest. Some of you are already exhibiting talents of leadership in an organization like this. Let's bless humankind. Come on now. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes before we go, unfortunately, this is where we will have to wrap it up. I'm sorry about those whose calls I cannot take today, but don't worry. Tomorrow is another day when we can take your calls as well. I will go with at least one caller. There are two there. We have 1 minute to go. So let's see if a call with Kaduwan eventually goes through. Hello, good afternoon, as we try to round off. All right, I guess it's a mistaken call as well. So I'm right to let you know, listen, Femi Otedola is investing massively. Let me inform you that he divested some of his money, about ₦1 billion worth of Geregu power, sold and went on. He's still putting money in these things that we're also doing. Do what the rich do and you get the results of the rich. Very simple. Nobody has any business with poverty if you are in this cycle, right? Thank you very much, everybody. G Girl says, I love you, coach. I love you too. You all are amazing. I love you all. Let's build together. Let's create wealth. There's a lot more to make out of this life, and we'll surely get there. Go over to the group and make sure you sign in to your subgroup. We will eventually be announcing election dates and time for each subgroup, and you need to identify your leaders and identify yourselves with your subgroup. For your information, the venue for next quarter, first quarter 2026, Live Investment Summit, that's what we call it. Network Investors Club Investment Summit. We've already found the venue. So work is really going on at the background. Information will be shared to you at the appropriate time. Thank you very much, everyone, for the likes, for the shares. Maubi, you want to say your goodbyes?
Yeah, Coach, just want to sign off today by, echoing the same thing you just said. We need more hands on board in Network Investors Club, especially to make sure that the upcoming summit, which we are planning, turns out to be something really, really, really remarkable. And to everybody out there, no matter where you are located around in the world, in the UK, in Nigeria, in Asia, in America, in Europe, wherever, keep on spreading the good news of stock investments in the NGX and the money market, and also in the foreign market also, to get more people on board, get more people liberated, and have more people live a much better and stress-free life. Thank you, Coach, and I hope to be here again tomorrow.
Thank you very much. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, the curtain is now drawn. It's 2 minutes past. You have all done well. Appreciate you for your time and your tenacity. Let's do it again tomorrow. Until we meet tomorrow same time, Canadian and US residents who are part of us, never mind, the video is going to be uploaded. It's quite blurry on YouTube. It will be sorted out. Until tomorrow again,